This is the Maharaja of Travancore. In 1798, during the Malayalam calendar year 973, he was the patron of the Marajakam, a massive, month-long chanting festival that drew the region's elite to his capital. The event was defined by its scale, its religious significance, and its legendary feasts. During one of these banquets, the king overheard a comment from a Namboothiri Brahmin guest. Despite the luxury of the royal kitchen, the man remarked that the spread was missing a single essential component, a slice of the salted mango from the Pandam Parambu family estate. To test the validity of this claim, the king sent messengers overnight to find the specific mango. The following day, he instructed the royal chefs to serve it hidden among dozens of other pickles, without telling the guests. The recognition was instant. Upon taking a single bite, the guest identified the flavor immediately, proving the mango's reputation was well-founded. Folklore describes this fruit as resisting the natural decay of time. Slices kept in brine supposedly retain their vivid green color for years. It is even said that the taste is so potent it can revive the appetite of the critically ill when all other food fails. These properties are attributed to the vessel used for fermentation, a jar known as the Kodan Bharani. To understand how it acquired this status, we have to look back decades earlier to a shipwreck and a moral choice made in the face of starvation. Years before the royal feast, the Pandamparam Bhattacharya family lived in a state of crushing poverty. Their home was crumbling, and they struggled to secure even basic daily sustenance. Their situation changed the day a Chinese merchant arrived at their gate. He had just survived a brutal shipwreck and was starving, having lost almost everything he owned to the raging sea. Bhattathiri's family had only a single bowl of rice gruel left for themselves, yet they gave the entire portion to the stranger. In return, the merchant asked Bhattathiri to guard the only cargo he had saved, 10 heavy, sealed jars. He told the family the jars contained nothing but cheap lentils, or tuvara paripu, and promised to return for them one day. Days later, the family reached a breaking point. With his children crying from hunger, Bhattathiri's wife suggested they break the seal on one jar to borrow a handful of the merchant's lentils to survive the night. When they cracked the wax seal and cleared away a thin layer of lentils at the top, they found the jar filled with gold coins. All 10 jars were packed with a massive fortune. This discovery created a moral crisis. To save his children, Bhattathiri took a portion of the gold, a decision that would bind him to a missing man for over a decade. This grand mansion was the result of that gold. Bhattacharya used the capital to build a lucrative estate, becoming a prominent local figure. However, he viewed the wealth as a debt rather than a gift. He made a private vow to replace every single coin before the merchant could return. The math of his penance was rigid. For 12 years, he saved exactly 12,000 rupees annually, refilling the 10 original jars coin by coin. He went further, filling 10 additional smaller jars with gold to serve as the interest on his unauthorized loan. Every financial success he achieved was secondary to this goal. For 12 years, his primary focus was balancing a karmic ledger and clearing his conscience. When the merchant finally returned after 12 years, he saw the grand estate and assumed his gold had been stolen and spent. He expected to find nothing but excuses. Instead, Bhattacharya immediately confessed his desperation and presented the 10 original jars, fully restored with their seals intact. He then presented the 10 additional jars of gold. This total transparency stunned the merchant, but the merchant refused the extra gold. He explained that since his property was returned safely, taking the extra wealth, the Brahmaswam, would violate his own principles. Moved by Bhattathiri's integrity, the merchant gifted him one of the original jars, the one with a slightly crooked rim. He blessed the vessel, claiming it would bring lasting prosperity and impart a unique taste to whatever was stored within it. The Kodan Bharani remains at the estate today, its contents prized for that same unearthly taste. It serves as a literal vessel for this story, a physical reward for a man who chose to balance his debt, even when there was no one to enforce it.